folks, welcome to another video here on my YouTube channel. Today is a Tuesday the 3rd of November to be exact. So why am I giving you the date in full? Well, today marks my first day of furlough. Yeah, that's right, it's kicked in again. Lockdown 2.0. So yeah, my furlough's kicked in a couple of days early. The scheme was extended, 80% pay, 100% bike rides through the month of November. Thank you, Boris, again. That means more solo rides for the next, well, 4 weeks at least. Don't get me started on this one, but I think it's probably going to be more like 6 weeks, I think. And as this video goes out, it is now Thursday morning, so welcome to Lockdown 2.0, and hopefully over the coming weeks you'll be able to join my journey. It's going to be a busy one, so I'm going to be on Soooo, which I'm on now, my Cube Agri Pro, and my third bike, my Root, the hybrid, which I'm going to have to get some bar ends. I don't want to be all on one bike for next month. I need to spread the cost because I don't want it to get expensive yet again. So you probably asked the question when I'm going to start talking about how to ride a bike during lockdown. I'll come to that in a second. First, here's a bonus little tip for you, and it's something I'm starting to get back into again. Now the days are getting shorter, less time to ride. It's important throughout the year, especially doing club rides and things like that, is to start your ride by creating a route which you ride into the wind. So if you're feeling tired or if you've had enough, it's amazing to finish the ride on a high and have that tailwind behind you. So there you go, that's an extra tip for me today during this video. Always ride out into the wind, which is exactly what I've chosen to do today. Okay, so let's kick off those tips. I'm going to give you a couple now before I get back on the bike. And all those tips are in no general order, I'm just going to give them out to you. This one is top of the pile, and that's simply learn to change a tube. Maybe you're riding solo this time and not as pair, or perhaps you're getting new into cycling. You don't want to be calling somebody out to, a friend or something like that to come and collect you, because right now it doesn't seem like the right thing to do. So always make sure you take along a tyre lever, some inner tubes. I've got my inner tubes in here. I've got about 3 of them with me today, and tyre levers, and of course a pump. Each of those 3 mandatory to always take them with you, even the tyre levers. So what I've done with a bike pump is I've not got a mini pump. I've opted for a proper track pump on here, and these are mounted using Zeffel straps. I'll include a link to those below the video if you want to go and buy those. It's much better than carrying a track pump on the bike rather than your back pocket. Tip number 2, always take enough food to get you around, and water as well. I've come out with 2 water bottles today. Even though it is autumn now and soon we're going into winter, never underestimate how much water you might drink on the ride. You don't want to be going into shops if you can possibly avoid it. So always ensure you've got some energy bars, perhaps some fruit, a banana, an apple. Take those with you. It doesn't matter if you come back with some of those things, just make sure you've got them with you on the ride so you don't have to go into any shops if you possibly can. As you can see, I've picked a lovely day. I just wanted to dispel a little bit of a myth from the first lockdown. A certain MP, Michael Gove, told the public you can only exercise once a day, and when it came to riding bikes you can only ride for an hour. Complete baloney. For anybody actually read the guidance, me included, the rule was 1 form of exercise. So you could walk your dog, walk, run, ride a bike, but that's all you could do on a particular day. And there was absolutely no limit to how far you could ride for how long or anything like that. And that is exactly the same this time around as well. So if anybody tells you different, don't listen to him. Go and find out for yourself. Tip number 3 is all to do with route planning and where you intend to ride. Firstly, stay local. It's not relevant if you've been cycling for a number of months or years. You don't consider yourself a beginner or a novice. What's far more important is that you've got an idea of where you're going to be riding, places you're going to go past, and opportunities for stays, rests, catch catch your breath, eat what's in your pocket, things like that. Bike shops maybe, go a little bit further. Don't think for 1 minute that you've got to stay local, because remember, it's just guidance and advice. How far you ride is down to you to decide. Just be sensible. Just heading down to Finningley, and hopefully this morning is a sign of things to come. It is so quiet on the roads. I did have to just time that when there was a little bit of traffic, but as soon as I turn the camera off, there'll be no traffic. And there's definitely a lot of people out there who will be looking forward to quieter roads. I put a post on Wiggles' Facebook page the other day. I think it was over the weekend. It's only got over 400 likes. The only people commented are the usual people just moan about stuff. So I'm in Austerfield, and you're probably wondering why in the background there's a cemetery. Next tip, tip number 4. Now I did mention here about water and drinks and things like that. If you don't want to go in the shops, make sure you carry plenty of water. But if you do go on an extra long ride and you do run out of water, then how are you going to get some? Pub restaurants, lots of different places are closed, and the shops that are open have got reduced opening hours. Even now, you know, lots of village shops and places are closing early and things like that. Maybe not the same for wherever you are in the UK, but vast majority of places that have and the village halls, even the co-ops and places like that, are closing early. So if you're riding at the night time, you need somewhere to get some water, as well as a day, of course. The cemetery is a great place to get some water. Now I don't know about every cemetery because I've never been to this one, so not everyone has water. Anyway, a cemetery is a great place to come and top up those water bottles, no matter what time of day it is. Also, I've discovered a few other places, campsites as well. Generally you find them closed this time of year, but don't refer to just to walk in unless there's security or something like that. They've all got water pumps and things like that. They're not going to begrudge you getting some water. In fact, there's probably nobody there right now, so just help yourself really. So always be on the lookout for places like, you know, outdoor fountains and things like that. Also petrol forecourts as well. Sometimes they have screen wash fluid, but sometimes they have water as well. So if you don't want to go inside the forecourt shop, just help yourself to the water. Just make sure it's not screen wash. Car washes are also places that you can get some water from as well. You've got hose outside. I don't know if car washes are deemed an essential service, but just help yourself to the water. It's not going to be a problem. Finally, if you're living in Scotland or somewhere like that, it might be useful to take some filtration tablets so you can get some water out of a stream or other outdoor source. For those of you who've watched my channel before and perhaps missed my last video, I'm now on Patreon, so if you've been liking what you've been watching on the channel, you can now support me. I'll stick the link below the video if you want to have a go look. Okay, it's time for another couple of tips, and these two tips have got a lot in common, and it's all about being human, being nice to one another, keeping each other safe. So tip number 5, I don't give a flying KFC cluck. I don't give a flying tuck. If you've been riding bikes for a long time and you see somebody coming towards you on a bike, I don't care what they're riding whatsoever. It could be the most expensive bike in the world, it could be the most cheapest bike in the world, it could dress like a tramp, wave, say hello. There's lots of new cyclists coming back into the sport, regardless for whatever reason it might be. Be nice to one another, say hello. Simple, right? Tip number 6, again, we've seen families out on the roads, on the towpath, along the canals. Don't fly past them within an inch of their lives, because nobody likes a close pass. Take your time, wave, say hello, give them plenty of space. There might be some children only just learning to ride a bike. That's it. Be nice out on the roads, be safe, look after one another, yeah? In fact, those last two, all year round, it shouldn't take a world pandemic to be nice to other riders and people that you meet. Just the other side of Mexborough, joined the TPT, Trans-Pennine Trail. The wind is directly behind me now for the next, well, chunk of this ride. You may notice as well, it's got a little bit darker. Threat of rain. In fact, there's already been a few spots. Just quickly stopped at the very first bridge along the Trans-Pennine Trail here in Mexborough. Once again, I hope you've been enjoying my last few videos out the last few weeks. I've started to tweak them a little bit, put a bit more effort into it and do some different stills and shots and things like that. So this is going out Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. You would have seen the thumbnail already for my new feature, Cycle Chat, and first week will be Leonard Lee. So I hope you set your reminder for that video. It's going to be a good one. For those of you who might not know who Leonard Lee is, he's a fellow cycling vlogger. And well, if you want to find out any more, tune in tomorrow. Before I tuck into this bar, just let you know as well, if you didn't watch the last video, Adam Watkins will be on Cycle Chat as well. So if you've got any questions, you've still got some few days to get those in the comment area below. If you watch his channel, he's so funny, he's hilarious. We've got him on the channel in a few weeks' time, so plenty of time. Get those questions in there. I will be choosing the best ones to put to him. Anyway, time to move. It's really nice riding the TPT in autumn. Millions of leaves everywhere though, which is why I'm reluctant to be filming much in the wet. My hands are cold today. Not only have I got fingerless gloves on, I have regular gloves on as well, just not winter ones really. Even now the hands are cold. It must be about 8 or 9 degrees. Really has chilled off now as we enter the start of November. Heading towards Doncaster now, still on the trail. I think I'm done for tips of how to ride during lockdown. If you don't agree with anything, you know what to do. Head into the comments, let me know what you don't agree with. Perhaps I've missed some others off the list as well. What other tips do you have? If you'd like to share those, stick them in the comments below. The unmistakable sound of gravel. Just arrived at Braithwaite alongside the Stayforth and Kidby Canal. Apparently this is the new junction canal of the Transpennine Trail, where that was back a couple months ago. In fact, I haven't done it yet, so I'm going to stick a link to the first day of my Transpennine Trail. Stick it in the corner. If you want to go and watch it sometime, I tell you what, boys, couldn't have picked a better time to lock down. All that wind and rain's gone. Look at those skies. As I edge away from the riverbanks of the canal, back onto the roads, I'm going to say some goodbyes now, and hope you tune into the next video, which will be Cycle Chat, the very first episode of Cycle Chat with Leonard Lee, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this afternoon in this beautiful autumnal weather. For me, take care, I'll see you again soon, bye bye.